Hello and welcome to a new FNaF podcast. It's the fourth one already. And once again, I have a guest with me. You know him already from the last podcast. His name is Xela Koper or Alex. And today we have several topics, not as many topics as last time, but I think it's enough for a podcast. We're talking about the Ultimate Custom Night game, the Scott Cawthon interview, and our future thoughts because Scott dropped some hints about the future in his interview, and I think it will be really awesome. Hello, Alex.
Hello guys. Yeah, I might sound a little bit different this time because I'm equipped with better audio quality because I bought myself a new microphone and I think it sounds a lot better than last time. And I hope you will enjoy this one.
Alright. So, yeah, I think it will be pretty good. A lot better than our last recording because you have to know we already tried to record this one via Discord. And it
didn't work too well.
It was really awkward. It just didn't fit.
Didn't feel right.
It was
It
really
missed
cringy.
something.
Yeah.
It was just like plain talking, no emotions, just the soulless talking. You didn't want to hear that.
And I think this recording will be much better because we're sitting right in front of each other.
I can see your ugly face.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're pretty good. Let's see how long this one will be. I have no idea. But if you don't want to say anything else.
No, but just if I'm asleep already, it's too long.
Yeah, okay. I hope it won't be that long. So, but I think let's just start with our first topic. That's Ultimate Custom Night.
That game was something.
It was definitely something. Some say it's like a new full entry in the FNaF series, like FNaF 7, FNaF 8. I forgot.
I think it's FNaF 7.
If you don't count FNaF World, it will be FNaF 7. So yeah, but
FNaF World is something else.
I didn't really hear people call that game FNaF 7, but you know, it's Ultimate Custom Night. Yeah, what do you think about the game in general?
Well, you can summarize everything in this game by saying just chaos.
Yeah.
But it was fun. We had 59 animatronics, if I'm not mistaken.
50 official ones and
50 official ones
secret
and
animatronics.
9 secret ones.
Very much
and
secret.
DD might not be that secret because you meet her in every single night.
Yeah.
And she's so annoying. But hey, after a time you like her.
But as Scott said, he thinks everybody likes her now.
Yeah.
I really like DD. I always
we
enjoy
all
seeing
love
her.
her so much. I mean,
Yeah.
when she appears, we're just like, oh my goodness, we missed you so much.
How unfortunate.
Oh
Okay.
my goodness.
Yeah, I thought Ultimate Custom Night, when I first started the game, I did it in a live stream and it was really, really complicated. Like I had an idea what to do because the menu said everything, like there were instructions for every single character, and I studied these instructions. But nonetheless, I went into the game and it was pure chaos. I had no idea what to do. I didn't know about all the hotkeys or what you call them, like these 1, 2, 3 for the heater and audio and stuff. I had no idea what to do. It was really complicated. Like by far the most complex and complicated game for me. Like it was really hard to get into the game.
Yeah, me too. It was interesting to learn these mechanics.
Yeah.
But after some time you got what we do and they kinda worked out.
Yeah.
It just wasn't pretty
Kinda.
hard to handle them.
Yeah, especially the hard challenges. Yeah, but also I think it was by far the hardest game so far. Not obviously because we have 50 characters in the 50-20 mode. That's why it's called 50-20 mode. But
Doggo, I'm so sorry.
yeah. And like every single custom night was really hard in its own way. Especially FNaF 2 and FNaF sister location for me. But Ultimate Custom Night brought everything to a completely new level. It's like insanity. Really, I have no words for that.
There are no words for that.
Yeah.
That's something you can't describe. It's on a complete another level. It's just
true.
That's not FNaF anymore. That's Ultra FNaF.
Ultimate FNaF. Yeah. Yeah, I personally beat some challenges after a lot of practicing. Like, I didn't really play the game outside of live streams because I was so unmotivated. It was so hard. I managed to beat all the three first challenges, and I think I got the fourth one as well, but I'm not quite sure about that. But yeah, it was way too hard for me, and I gave up after a few challenges. It wasn't really. I had no motivation for it. That's basically the reason.
Me too.
Was the same for you?
Yeah, I thought when I saw these challenges, I was like, I would try them, but after the second try, no, I will stop.
Yeah,
I want
okay.
to waste my lifetime, my precious lifetime.
Better waste your time on YouTube.
That's not wasting time, it's using your time.
Sorry. Basically, I have to agree with you because I don't do anything else in my free
Everyone
time,
does
so-
that,
Yeah.
except the normies.
Let's forget about that. Okay, I didn't give up after 2 tries or something. I really tried hard on the third challenge. It was like, these were different kinds of challenges. Like, I think it were always 3 or 2 of
Yeah.
the same kind, but the second one and third one was just the same challenge but harder.
Impossible.
Yeah, and I managed to beat like the third challenge, which was the hardest one of the first block, if you would say. And it took me, I don't know how many tries it took me exactly. I could count, but I won't. I would guess at least 30 to 40 tries until I got it. And yeah, well, that's FNaF for you. It's a lot of practicing, a lot of time wasting. But in the end, it's a really rewarding feeling to finally beat that night you worked so hard on. And of course, beating 50-20 mode is the same feeling, but on an insanely higher level. I won't feel that, and I don't really want to feel that because it's too much pain to go through until you get to that point. It's, in my opinion, it's not worth it.
50-20 mode just breaks you. You're not a human after that.
Just look at Dogho, and no offense, but Dogho, you were mentally really damaged after playing that challenge. Like,
There was a lot of damage.
that's a lot of damage. Like, for real. Respect to everyone who did this, and look at Steam, there are several people
Yeah,
who beat this, and I think it's insane.
they
really.
earned the respect.
They earned my biggest respect. Okay.
And I just want to say for all the people that are completely new to the FNaF universe, don't start with this game. This is something completely else. If you want to experience FNaF at its finest, just start with FNaF 1.
Yeah.
Because FNaF 1 just really captures the ambience that FNaF gave me the first time, and I just really love it, the ambience, and it's just such a great experience.
Yeah, you're completely right. Like, FNaF 1 is and will ever be the original, of course, but I think it might just be nostalgia. It's objective. It maybe not be the best game of the series, but subjective, it's always the classic,
Yeah.
and it will
Can't
ever
be
have a
beaten.
special place in my heart. Like, it's FNaF 1.
And the Ultimate Custom Night even paid tribute to the FNaF 1 map by just having it, because
Yeah.
if you look at the cameras, it's exactly the same thing.
But I really like that, actually, that he drew. No, that he made these references to the old games. It's what, like he said, it's the final game in the series, and I think it really is that. Like, it recaps scenes and props and characters and everything from all the other games that came before. And I think, like, Scott did a really good job at making the last game like a last game. Like, it's got all of the other games inside of it, and I think it's a really good end to the series.
He put a lot of effort into the Ultimate Custom Night and really was worth it.
Exactly.
I mean, 50 animatronics and you can just customize all your single nights, which is incredible. Thank you, Scott.
Thank you. Definitely. Okay. Do you want to say anything else about the gameplay or anything?
Not really.
Okay, so then we just move on to the next point. That's the voice acting. And I think it was the game with the most voice acting so far.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think the voice acting was incredible. All voice actors just an amazing job at giving these characters an own personality, and I especially loved Rockstar Foxy.
Rockstar Foxy.
When he appeared in your office, you just felt like, now this night is gonna be fun.
Yar. Yeah, I think I can agree with that. There are some characters that really have their own character now, to me at least. There are some voice lines that I like more and some that I don't like so much. That's just normal, but I think in every FNaF game so far, the voice acting is really good. Like, that's not in every game.
Yeah.
But the FNaF games have really good voice actors. And yeah, as I said, especially this game, because it has so many voice actors, it's just amazing. Like, what is your favorite voice line from the game?
From this game, I don't know. From Rockstar Foxy, how can I be of service to you? That's just my favorite line.
Okay. Yeah, I think I have to go with the Mr. Hippo lines.
They're complete stories.
Yeah.
It doesn't count as a single line.
Okay. But then I have to go with the... I think I don't know which one it was. It was a Nightmare animatronic. I think it was either Nightmare Fredbear or Nightmare himself. No, I think it was Nightmarion. This voice line said, not exactly, but it's something like, "This is a nightmare that you won't awake from," or something. It was one of the nightmare ones.
I think it was Nightmare Freddy. Could have been.
I don't know. It's like one of the nightmares, and
yeah.
I think it
what you
really
mean.
captures fantastically what this game is about, and also the editing is really amazing. Like Scott, I don't know if Scott edited himself. I don't think so really. But the first time I got really positively surprised by the editing of the voice lines was in FNAF Sister Location when Funtime Freddy came up. And I think, not because Kellen Goff is like an amazing voice actor, I have to say that, but also the editing with the you know what I mean? Like this what I just did. With the, bon. And I think the editing is really good, and it was the same for the Nightmare animatronics.
Yeah.
The pitch was good, and the distortions, and everything was just a good thing all together. Like it just fits the game, and it was amazing. That's why I like the Nightmare lines so much, I think. And of course, Mr. Hippo. He's so calming.
Yeah, so props to all the voice actors in this game. You did an amazing job, and thank you very much for your service.
Well, they got paid. I don't think we have to thank them. It's their job. Thank you, bus driver.
Such a job. It's a pleasure to work for Scott.
You're right. I would do everything to work for Scott, really. Yeah. Anything else about the voice acting?
I don't know. I have nothing to add.
Well, if something comes to your mind, you can just add it later. Even though we're at another part of the podcast, we're not that strict. We can talk about anything we want.
Just one single thing. I think what the game did right was that even if you died, you were somehow given something. Like you weren't just like, oh my gosh, I need to restart this. You could listen to actual lines, and sometimes, for example, with Mr. Hippo's lines, there was a little bit of story in this game, and so it was worth to die.
Yeah, a bit like FNAF 6, like Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator, when you died.
Yeah.
And you had these lines from the characters.
I think it was a great idea.
It definitely, like, okay, you don't want to die because you want to beat the challenge, but it makes dying easier, if you could say that.
It makes dying more fun.
Yeah, kind of. It's a good thing to add these lines when you're dying. A bit like back in FNaF 2 when you died and you had the random chance of getting a minigame.
Yeah, but the
Like-
chances to get a minigame were so low. Like, I got 1 out of 100 deaths.
Did you play the mobile version or the desktop version of FNaF 2?
I think it was the mobile version.
Yeah, I think the chances on mobile are a lot lower than on desktop actually.
Yeah,
But I'm not sure about that. That's just me speculating. I don't know. I played both versions, and to me it felt like it was a lot. The chances of getting a minigame were a lot lower on mobile, on Android at least. But that's just my feeling. Okay, then we'll move on
to the cutscenes.
Cutscenes. Oh
Yeah.
boy.
The cutscenes in Ultimate Custom Night. First of all, nothing against the people that were responsible for the drawings. They did an amazing job. Just what they had to do, because Scott wanted them to do things. I didn't like these pictures. Like, they were very well drawn, but
I
it's
can't
just-
really agree on both points. Like, of course, you already know that I really don't like the cutscenes themselves, but also I think for their own art style, they
it's
were
really
good. They were good drawn, but I just didn't like the art style as well. Like,
Yeah.
especially the one where, you know, when Chica is in the school, and there's always someone sitting in front of her, and sometimes it's Freddy or Foxy or all these others. And one time there's the puppet sitting in front of her, and I think that's the picture that I hate the most of all pictures ever shown in any of the games. I hate this picture so much. No offense to the artist, really, but your art style isn't mine art style. I don't like your art style.
Yeah.
Don't have to say it's bad, but I don't like that style, really.
Well, I guess the game was just aimed toward children this time.
Sadly, maybe like
Maybe. I mean,
don't know.
not for Dorko. Dorko's not a child anymore. But
How are you gonna go to Darko? What made you think of Darko now?
yeah, maybe the game might be designed for children because, you know, the characters are given voices, everything is a little bit more funny this time, and it's just no more horror in this game anymore. But
Yeah, but that's because of Custom Night, because
Yeah,
like, Custom Night was never really scary.
yeah. So, I don't know, that's why we have these cutscenes maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't explain that, but
Yeah. I think I get your point.
once again, nothing against the
Yeah.
people responsible for his drawings.
But
Just
it
didn't like what came out.
it was such a weird decision of Scott to make these. First of all, what was that anime thing like between Freddy and Foxy? It was
don't know.
so weird. It didn't
Oh,
fit
man.
a Five Nights at Freddy's game at all, in my opinion.
Well, Scott had its reasons, so
Or maybe
I
it
don't
was
know.
just like, YOLO, that's my last game. I can do whatever, anything I want.
I wanted to be remembered.
Ah.
Oh no. You should have seen Minip's reaction when he first saw these pictures. He was not amused.
Man, you can see it. Just go to my channel on the live stream. Look it up. There's my reaction to it. Sorry, to the Chica one. To both of them. Basically, every second I played in Ultimate Custom Night is captured on stream.
Yeah.
So,
You can see his suffering.
Yeah. I think we're ranting too much about this. The final words. We both really didn't like the decision of making the cutscenes as both the Chica and Foxy ones, but especially Chica ones. They were like, ugh.
They were. I don't want to say it, but they were the worst.
There's one thing that I can appreciate about them is like back in FNaF World.
It's a reference to this Scott Cawthon level Easter egg.
Exactly,
Right.
there's this FNaF 57 game with Scott, and
just
in
said
the
it
end
for
he
you.
talks about like everything, what he wants to do with FNaF in the future, and he said there, I don't know, break fast at Chica or something. I don't know what he said, but Chica is a mass murderer and always lures the guys into the. And it was a cool reference back to FNaF World, but that's basically the only thing I liked about this.
It was all planned from the start.
Mm-hmm.
We should have seen it coming.
I'm just waiting for Five Nights at Freddy's 57 now in space. Freddy in space.
Release date somewhere in 2031.
I don't know.
I think it was the date.
Scott, I'm waiting for you. You have to do this. I want you to do that now. Don't. I'm joking. Okay.
Do it.
Let's not give him ideas. Let's move on, shall we?
Yeah. Okay.
The lore.
The lore, yeah. Ultimate Custom Night. What lore did it had? None. Well, I don't know.
A bit. Yeah.
Because if you heard the Mr. Hippo stories, you could somehow make out the story. I mean, they don't make much sense, but if you think about it, they somehow relate to the events at Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria a little bit. Maybe we could discuss that another time. I don't know. That's like the only lore I've heard in this game.
But that's just a theory.
Yeah, a
game theory. Yeah. It might be, it might not be. I don't know. But what we can say is the lore inside the gameplay. Lots of people said it. You already know it. William Afton's Hell.
Yeah.
It refers back to FNaF 6 when Henry said, "The darkest pit of hell has opened to swallow you whole." And there's lots of evidence that this Ultimate Custom Night, in the office, the scenes, represents William Afton's Hell.
Yeah.
Like, for example, the voice lines of some of the characters are really specific to William. And "I've been sent by the one you shouldn't have killed. Your endless suffering. Let's die again and again and again." And all these things, it really... The only thing that makes sense is that this is William Afton's Hell. Basically,
yeah.
It's basically confirmed.
I like this theory too, even though there's scrap tab in this game.
Yeah, we both don't really like scrap tab's design. And
massive forehead.
I was just about to say a name of a YouTuber, but I won't. I haven't said anything. Nah.
You better don't do it.
Don't joke. Don't joke about that. Oh God, there's
it's just the forehead.
On the screen, there's a picture of Scrap Trap right now, and holy beep, that's a big ass forehead.
No swearing.
This is a Christian podcast. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're getting anywhere, but not to the point. This is William Afton's Hell.
Accepted.
And also there's the Old Man Consequences Easter egg.
Yeah.
What did he say? Leave the demon to his demons or something like that.
And just drown in this little pond. Go in with Freddy Fazbear and go die. No.
He committed suicide.
Suicide, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. Well, is there any other lore?
I can't think of any
more.
more.
We have William Afton. I think there is some, but we're just missing it right now. Well, I'm sorry if there is some and we forgot to talk about it.
Like, the cutscenes somehow also relate to the stories in the FNaF universe, but...
Yeah.
Another day, another time, we will discuss that maybe. Maybe, if you want me here again.
Okay, summary of Ultimate Custom Night. Let's say 0 to 10 points. What would you give the game? Everything summarized.
A solid 9.5.
Okay.
I really liked it. It was a nice game. It might have been hard, but there was really a lot of passion put into this game, and you could really feel it in every single second and minute in the nights. It was just so great to see them all again.
That's true.
It's a good end to the FNaF game universe, because we have lots more to come.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah. I can't contain myself.
I think I'll give it a solid 7 out of, maybe 6.5 out of 10. It's really not my favorite game of the series. Like when I think a 10 out of 10, I have to give. Well, I'm not sure if I would give any game of the series a 10 out of 10 because everything has something to it that isn't totally good. Maybe the first one has a 10 out of 10. I don't know.
Nothing is flawless.
Yeah, exactly. But I really, there were some big things about that game that I didn't like, and that's why I'm giving it such a low rating. 6.5, 7.
Damn, boy.
It's not my favorite game, and I'm not giving it much points just because it's Five Nights at Freddy's. So,
okay, everyone, you need to write in the comments.
Yeah.
Minip is a FNaF hater.
Write that.
He's exposed. He needs to delete his channel right now.
And also write how many points would you give the game out of 10? Let us know that. I think it would be interesting to see what the people think.
And recently, Dorko had the pleasure to interview the man himself, Scott Cawthon, and he asked him a lot of questions about his life and the game development of all the games he released so far. And we learned quite some new things about everything. It was really interesting to hear how long it took to model all these characters.
Yeah.
And how much his family did for him. It's just incredible. I mean, his son Braden, he really made...
It was Ian. It was Ian.
Ian? Ian.
I wrote it down.
Ian.
It was Ian.
Ian, I'm sorry.
Honk.
I'm very sorry.
I think you're talking about that.
Yeah. He made a lot of money in that night. 12-hour marathon.
No. That one was Braden. I think you were referring to the honk one, like the nose honk. No, the one with the money, that was Braden.
Yeah. Well, credit to them both. It just did something amazing for this game, and
I think
thank
the
you
games
so much.
Wouldn't be
just as unique
these
as
games if it. So I'm way too close to the microphone. Sorry. I think these games wouldn't be these games if it wasn't for Braden and Ian.
If it wasn't for the honk.
Yeah. So, Scott's interview, I really looked forward to it. I was as
we were
hyped.
nervous, we were shaking. I mean, it was something worth to watch this evening. It just, damn, no other movie could possibly make this better. I mean, damn, I liked it so much.
I was as hyped for the interview as I was for a real FNaF game. Like, I was more hyped for this interview than I was for Ultimate Custom Night, actually.
Yeah.
Way more, actually. I was really hyped for the interview. I was like, yeah, okay, it's Ultimate Custom Night. But I was extremely hyped for the interview. I just wanted to hear Scott's voice. I wanted to know all the things he said. Also, it was a really good date for it to publish it.
It was a perfect date.
8th of August, FNaF release, 4-year anniversary. Good date, Dorko. Well played.
Well played.
I really appreciate the interview. It was
very well edited. I mean, he took such much time to edit this. For example,
all these Scott
animations and I think these zoom-ins in Dorko's face, for example, to his reactions. I mean, that was just gorgeous.
Also, good music, I think, in the background. It wasn't
just fitting to a
game.
It
wasn't too loud or catchy. It was just background music, but not boring or bad. It was just fitting.
Just fitting right in.
I think it was iconic that Scott that he interviewed Scott not over Skype or Discord or something, but via the telephone. Like, it's a phone guy. You have to interview him via telephone. I think it's a nice thing. It's just perfect. It needs to be like that. The universe wanted it to be like that.
So thank you, Scott, for taking the time to go into this interview.
Yeah,
we really all appreciated it.
Because Scott will 100% hear this.
Yeah,
thank you, Scott.
he will just be in the comments saying, "Oh my goodness, we love you so much."
Yeah, thank you, Scott.
Thank you, Scott. Come here.
Even though there wasn't any lore answered, I think it's good that he didn't, because the community would just explode. I think it's a good thing that he didn't reveal anything about the lore.
Yeah,
it's just the right thing to do. So, yeah, right decision. it was good that you didn't answer anything. But yeah, as you said, it was really interesting to hear that stuff. Especially one question that I was always thinking about was, did Scott plan the story from the beginning on? And he basically answered this question in the interview, like, he did like a basic segment of the story.
He had like a rough story planned out,
Yeah.
but with just very few details. And
Exactly.
he just got on and filled it out with the lore details. And he just watched a MadPad all the time.
I think this one, yeah, MadPad designed the story.
Yeah.
I think this fact that Scott didn't plan the whole story from the beginning on, and the little hint in Ultimate Custom Night from Mr. Hippo that don't look too deep in every single detail, I think it's a lesson for us theorists just not to get way too deep into details about every single thing, because it's just we won't come to a conclusion if we do that.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, who was the one who said, why is the tiny toy chica, why would the tiny toy chica be missing her beak in the FNaF 4 minigame? Like, he's telling us, don't look too deep into the tiniest details, but then these 5 pixels on the ground, those matter. Really, Scott? But I think it's a good lesson to say. Like,
It was a great move. Such an ironic scene. I will never forget that.
But I get what he says, and I agree with it. We shouldn't you get the point. I don't know how to express myself, but you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, really nice inside view into the development. It was, I think I listened to it in a few days again.
Yeah.
Just because I liked it a lot. I
Yeah.
really liked it a lot. It was fun listening to it, and I think it won't be the last time that I'm listening to it. Like in a few days, maybe in a few months, I feel like, oh, Scott interview, that's nice. I'm
Yeah.
gonna listen to that. It's just a nice thing. Really liked it. Did you like any questions especially? Like, this question was really good, or did you miss any questions? Anything?
I don't really think so. I heard everything I wanted to hear, and I heard a lot more than I wanted to hear. I don't want to be mean, but just was so
Anything?
many answers. Just amazing to hear so much stuff. I really appreciate it. So I don't think so that we're missing any questions.
Yeah, there's like just one question that I
What's inside the chest in FNaF 4?
No, that's
no, just
actually,
kidding.
I never really cared for what was inside the box.
He always
like-
knew it.
No, we had like FNaF 4. I played the game and there was the box at the end. I was like, oh, okay, maybe some things will be best left forgotten for now, or something like that.
Yeah.
Said. And I was like, oh, that's a shame. Okay.
Okay.
And then a few days after, when all the theory videos came up and the live streams and everything, and everybody was like, what's in the box? What's in the box? And I was like, hey, whoa. Okay, it's like, it's the box, but don't freak out about it. It's not that important. Like, just think about the story as a whole and stuff. And everyone was like, oh, what's in the box? What's in the box? And I didn't really care from the beginning on. That's why I never understood the controversy around the box. I don't think it's that important. To me, the box always was the whole story.
Yeah.
It always was that for me, but Scott said in an interview that the contents of the box did indeed change. But personally, I think Scott never really gave the box like a physical content.
Yeah.
I don't think so. It was always like a metaphorical thing, and maybe the metaphor changed over time. And I think it will always be, except if Scott will ever reveal the content, but I don't think he will.
I think that was it for the interview.
No, I have.
All right. Okay, just keep
I actually
talking.
have not something.
Keep talking. It's your channel.
2 to 3 points. One question I missed was FNaF World. And I think it's like hilarious, but I really like the game. And I wanted to know if there's any chance that we will get FNaF World Update 3 at any time. I really would have liked to ask that question, but Scott went in this direction like a tiny bit, but he said that it was just the wrong timing for FNaF World to come out, and right now it would be a better time for something like FNaF World. That could be a hint, but I personally I don't believe in that. I don't believe that he will do anything with FNaF World again. But it would have been nice to hear like a no out of his mouth, like the question, will Update 3 ever be a thing? No, it won't be. Like, I would be fine with that, but it's such a shame that I don't know that. Like, I really want to see Update 3, and I'm pretty sure that it won't be a thing, but not 100%, because how would I know? That's one thing. And just one thing that I wanted to point out that I found especially interesting in the interview. Maybe you have something like that too, but to me I think it was really interesting to hear that, like, Scott's originally it had to be like 3 games. FNaF 3 was the final game, and the main reason for FNaF 4 was just that people were complaining about Springtrap's jump scare. And I think it's just an odd thing to think about, that this one not so good looking Springtrap jump scare was the cause for such a scary game like FNaF 4. I think it's an amazing fact, and it was really interesting to me. Like, it was one of the most interesting things in the interview for me personally, to hear that Springtrap's jump scare was the cause for FNaF 4. And I just wanted to point that out because I think it was really cool. Do you have like a thing that you found especially interesting, or nothing?
I found everything was interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You don't have to find something.
Yeah. I don't really have a favorite point at the interview.
Okay. That's fine.
I liked everything. Just only the end where where Scott said it directly to the fans and thanking them. It was just amazing.
It was heartwarming to hear that.
It was
Oh, Scott.
Thank you.
You know. That's the one thing. Like, if you go to Reddit.
That's a new meme. We had exotic bottles, then please deposit 5 coins, and now we have
some guy on Reddit, I don't know who it was, I won't look it up now, but on Five Nights at Freddy's subreddit, there was one guy who cut all the in Scott's interview together, and he said 485 times.
Why not?
It's just funny, like, that's a big number. 485 times, and I noticed that during the interview because Phone Guy back in FNaF 1 said also a few times, and it's just funny, like, the character Phone Guy is obviously a made up character, but he has some of Scott's character in it as well with the justice. It's just funny. What I'm talking about, because I don't know,
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, I think that should be I think that should be it for the interview. Should it?
Yeah.
Okay. Final thing we're gonna talk about today: the future of Five Nights at Freddy's. We already talked about it in the last podcast, but we have some interesting new facts, spit facts, for the future of Five Nights at Freddy's now that the interview was released, and we're gonna leave our thoughts in the internet now about this.
Yeah. So Scott stated that if the first FNaF movie would be successful, there would be a sequel to it. And I think he plans to release 3 movies regarding the 3 original FNaF games. So FNaF 1, FNaF 2, and FNaF 3, if I'm not mistaken. And
something like that, yeah.
I just really love that decision that these movies will be about the games, because we already thought it would be about the novels, because we couldn't quite think of a possible story to just film these games, but hey, Chris Columbus and Scott Cawthon seem to have found a way.
Oh, I breathed a sigh of relief when I heard that it won't be about the novels. He said that in the interview that the novels are just some extra story for people who want more stories in the FNaF universe, but it won't be the topic of the movie. And I was so thankful for that, because the story isn't bad, but it's not nearly as good as the game story, in my opinion. And I'm just really glad that the movie or the movies will be about the games. It's just thank God. Thank God. You know. I really hope that the movie will be good, and that we will see multiple movies. But
so guys, just go into the cinema when this movie is out, and just go in there multiple times, and you will see a second movie and a third movie. And then the prequels, and then the sequels of the prequels. And then we will have Anakin Fazbear. And the I don't like deposit 5 coins memes.
Stop it.
Okay, I will stop
Get some help.
Yeah, I will get some help.
But I would rather see one good movie than one good movie and 2 shitty sequels. I would rather see one good movie and that's it. I have seen so many good movies who have been ruined by shitty sequels, and I really don't want that to happen to the FNaF movie.
I mean, I saw the Assassin's Creed movie, and that was just completely disappointing. The game itself was such a great game with such a good story, but the movie just didn't pay tribute to anything of the game series. Just was like with a filmed version of gameplay, and it just didn't feel right. And I just hope that the FNaF movie doesn't make the same mistake and just takes what these games were made for, actually, just to scare the people. I think have an amazing story.
Yeah, I think that's the curse of video game movies. Like,
every single one failed so far. I don't know a successful
they're always
one,
bad.
Except the Tomb Raider one, but also that one.
I saw the Tomb Raider one, and I would say it
wasn't bad.
If it's for a movie, it's okay. It's just a little fun movie. But as a movie regarding the games, I didn't like it. If it was a movie on its own story, it's okay. You can go watch it. But if you see it as a part of the games, it's I don't know. Didn't like it. Yeah, we have also some other information for the future.
For example, an augmented reality game.
Augmented.
I can't speak that word.
AR.
Let's just say AR games for FNaF.
The curse of not native speaking. The curse of not native English speaking people. My God.
Please leave that inside the interview. Or podcast.
I will. I won't cut that out.
That's good. Okay, so how crazy is that? Scott said, but in these games, or in this game, I don't know how many he plans to release. I think it's only going to be one.
Yeah.
You can simply run through your house and just pick up your phone, and you will see Freddy Fazbear lurking behind from a wall somewhere. And I think that's a cool idea. But I just hope that it isn't going to be like Pokemon Go.
Oh, he said
I think it's not going to be like that, but these are AR games. We didn't have very many good ones so far.
But Scott said in the interview that it won't be like a Pokemon Go.
So
it won't be like that.
Let's hope the best.
But I'm not sure if I want to see that, really.
I really hope that these are good.
Even if it is kind of a good AR game, I'm not sure if I want to see it. But it's just my opinion, and it won't happen in the next 2-3 years. I don't think so. It's like it's not even in early stage development. It's just an idea right now. I think he's already talking to companies, but it's not in development yet. So
speaking of companies, he said that he might give, or he gives the FNaF license to other companies to perhaps make other games. I don't know. It's his decision, but For me, FNaF has come to an end,
Same.
and I don't know. They might be good, but I don't know. They aren't really necessary.
Well, I will see it like the story is finished, and these games that will come from other developers won't be canon to the original story at least. So I don't see them as a part of this series. It's just like a spin-off that hasn't any meaning to it. It's just another game from another creator team in the same universe, but it doesn't impact. It's like a parallel universe to the FNaF universe. It's something completely different. To me, it hasn't to do anything with the original games. So I finished with FNaF personally. FNaF is over to me, and anything that comes now is just an add-on that doesn't really impact the main thing.
Yeah. That's my same opinion.
Also, he said, like, we already speculate that for since FNaF 3, since FNaF 4, I don't know, that FNaF will come to consoles. Scott said that way back, like 2 or 3 years ago. No, not 3 years ago. I think 2 years ago, 1.5 years ago. He mentioned it in the bottom of a Steampost that there might be console ports for FNaF someday. And in the interview he said that he is already talking to people to port Five Nights at Freddy's to the biggest consoles. I think he's talking about PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
But to me it sounded like it won't be a reboot of the game. It's just really like, it's really just the games like they were developed, FNaF 1 to, I don't know, 6 sister location, just playable on the console. Like no changes to the design, to anything. It's just the same game, just ported to console. That's what it sounded like to me.
I mean, it sounds great.
Yeah.
Because that would reach a lot more people, because there are very many console players out there.
Yeah, exactly. But that's the thing that I like, because like 1 year ago or so, the people speculated that the FNaF console releases will be a reboot of the original games, and I think that would have been really bad, because the main fan base is PC gaming right now, and it would just be betrayal for the PC gamers to me if there's like a reboot but it's only coming out on consoles.
Yeah, but
it would be a betrayal to the.
Would be a bad move.
Yeah, and I really think that won't happen.
Yeah,
Scott isn't such a person who would do that. So I'm really sure that it's just the normal games ported to different consoles. Anything else you want to say about the future of Five Nights at Freddy's?
The same thing that goes for the AR games is for the VR games that are planned.
Oh yeah, forgot about that.
I'm looking forward to them, because VR is gaming on a whole nother level.
Yeah.
And I know VR gaming, I have never done it before, but it looks pretty scary so far, because I've seen a Dorko playing some VR games related to FNaF, and I can just imagine how scary that is.
The thing with VR is that it's really expensive.
Yeah, and
like you don't only need to buy like a VR device like an Oculus Rift or HTC Vive.
Your PC needs to be able to handle that.
Yeah, you need to have a really high-end gaming PC. And that's my problem with VR. It's just not for everyone. It's just for the special players, for the YouTubers, and for the rich players. And that's the thing that I really don't like about
I think VR gaming just hasn't reached its peak yet. I think we will just have to wait for some more years or centuries. I'm not really sure.
I don't think centuries, but
centuries not. But yeah.
Yeah, someday the normal everyday hardware for PCs will be fast and good enough to handle VR games.
Yeah.
And I think at that point VR headsets will be much
cheaper,
more affordable. Yeah. But I think this is a few years away, and I don't want to see it's just a small exclusive group that can enjoy these games, and that's a thing that I don't like about VR game. It's a problem with VR gaming in general. It's nothing about FNaF VR.
It doesn't reach all the people so far, so that's a little bit disappointing.
Not even close.
Not even.
It's just a small group, and that's...
I mean, we all heard of it, but we can never really play it, so it's...
Yeah. One thing that I need to say, I don't think that the FNaF movie will come out 2018.
And I hate that.
Like, it was originally planned to be in the end of the year, but I think it's basically confirmed now that it won't come out. Like, they didn't really... To me, it sounded like they didn't even start filming it so far because they had so many problems with the script.
I think we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah,
I don't have my hopes up very high, but there's still a possibility that it's going to be released this year. But yeah, just as you said, it's very unlikely.
I think it will be summer or fall 2019.
Yeah,
that's my guess. I say fall 2019. I'd rather wait a year more than having a bad movie, and that's what Scott said.
Yeah,
and I really support him with that.
Just wait and enjoy it.
Exactly. Any more thoughts?
Nope. I've said everything I have inside myself.
Okay, because I was really lazy in the last few weeks, I haven't done any videos, so I couldn't ask you in a video to ask questions. I'm sorry about that. I asked on the Discord server, but there are not many people on it, so we didn't have any questions to answer today. But the next podcast will be... could be in a few weeks, could be in a few months. I have no idea. When something interesting enough happens, we will do another podcast. But I might do some Q&As in the future. I don't know. So we didn't have any questions this time. But maybe next time. I don't know. So I think that should be it for today's podcast. We had some interesting things. It was really good, I think.
Yeah.
Like, when I think about the last time we tried it.
Yeah. It was
horrible, and we stopped in the midway because it was just too awkward for both of us.
We both realized at one moment, nope, that's not going to be released.
But I think this one is really good.
Yeah, it turned out very well.
Yeah. And that should be it.
Yep.
And maybe...
don't even start saying that.
Inside joke. Yeah. If anyone is still listening right now, thank you very much.
You made it. You made it.
You made
Get a cookie.
You get a cookie. You made it to the end. Thank you very much for watching. You can't tell this watching, like it's a video, but nobody watches this. There's no visual content.
Yeah.
So thank you for listening. And I hope to see you here.
Thank you for suffering through this entire video. You had to hear both mine and his horrible voices.
Life is hard.
Yeah, we're Germans. Our English isn't perfect. We said that in the last podcast.
Our English is very bad.
Annoying after some time.
I'm sorry for the German accent. I can't really control it.
It is just there from the birth.
We're just talking.
We're trying our
right
best.
Now. We should stop the podcast.
We should stop
now. So now you made it to the end. Thank you for listening. Have a great day, night, evening, whatever time it is right now. And thank you.
Yeah. Bye.
Goodbye. See you in the next one.
See ya.